What's going on, Browns fans? Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report by Chat Sports. Matthew Peterson here with some Mike Priefer replacements, as it feels like Cleveland has zeroed in on two candidates to be the next special teams coordinator, one of them being an absolute legend for the team. So before we get into today's video and start looking at the background of Bubba Ventrone and the other candidate, there is no other YouTube channel out there that jeopardizes their relationship by coming into the studio to film a video hours before a flight to London. My girlfriend is furious, but you know what? When the Browns fire Mike Priefer and Bubba Ventrone is coming home, we come into the studio and knock out a video. So hit that sub button if that's the kind of Browns YouTube host you're looking for. Now, let's jump into some Mike Priefer replacements, starting with the Colts special teams coordinator, Bubba Ventrone. Of course, this has been the hottest name on the streets of Cleveland as the next special teams coordinator. If you're not familiar with Ventrone, if you look at his background here, we'll start with his playing career. He played with the Browns from 2009 to 2012. Afterwards, he was with the 49ers, and beforehand, he spent a handful of seasons with the New England Patriots, and he was an absolute one-man wrecking crew on special teams. He is just the definition of a gritty special teamer. He was a Pro Bowl special team guy, and you know what? He flew around the field making tackles and making plays in the special teams. Now, his coaching career, he was the New England Patriots assistant special teams coach from 2015 to 2017, and for the last 5 seasons, he has been the Indianapolis Colts special teams coordinator. So why would Indianapolis let him leave and go out the door and be the Browns special teams coordinator? Well, we'll answer that question in just a moment. But he's an awesome special teams coordinator. I mean, this is a very small sample size here, but just Colts kickoff returns, they have been top 6 in the NFL the last 3 seasons. In fact, the Browns have only been ahead of the Colts once since Ventrone has been in Indy, and that was in 2018 when the Colts were 29th in his first season and the Browns narrowly edged him out and they were 28th. But like I was asking before, why would the Colts let Ventrone leave? And, well, I think the answer is somewhat revealing, or somewhat coming out at least. Here's what Zach Jackson said from The Athletic. There's a belief in league circles that the Browns fired Priefer after discovering that Ventrone would be available as a result of the Colts staffing changes. But as of Tuesday afternoon, Ventrone remained under contract with the Colts, and the Browns' request to interview Ventrone had not been formally granted. Later Tuesday, The Athletic learned that the Browns had received permission to speak with Ventrone and set up an interview for Wednesday. So, the Colts have some new regime coming in. They got a new head coach. And the Browns are looking for a new special teams coordinator. Why do they decide 6 weeks after firing Joe Woods that now is the time to make an upgrade? Well, we'll talk about that and more in just a moment. But today's Browns Report is sponsored by Cultivate, the free browser extension that brings transparency to your Amazon shopping experience. Cultivate shows you the brand, seller, or product origin and identifies local alternatives that support local community efforts while saving you money. With over 50% of Amazon U.S. sellers based in China, Cultivate offers a way to avoid trickery from these sellers and keep money in the U.S. economy. Cultivate offers alternatives that are on average 30% less expensive than Amazon without any additional costs such as Amazon Prime. It can even identify local alternatives that you can pick up the same day. Cultivate users earn free donations as rewards for using the extension, and the more you use it, the more you earn in donations by increasing your level. In fact, Cultivate donates 51% of the revenue they make on your purchase. So what are you waiting for? Go to wecultivate.us/chatsports and download Cultivate for free. Let Cultivate bring transparency, savings, and community support to your Amazon shopping journey. Support the show and download with our link. It's down in the comments and the description of today's video. One more time, it is wecultivate.us/chatsports. Getting back on topic, get Bubba back home, right? Bring Bubba back to Cleveland. I believe the Browns, and I'm not the only one with this thought, would only fire Priefer if they knew a surefire upgrade was readily available. And they must have gotten wind that with a new head coach coming into Indianapolis, that he would want to bring on his own staff, although that's not a complete sure thing in terms of new head coach comes in, clean house, fire every single coach from the previous regime. No, if you've got a good coordinator, you'd be wise to hold on to him. But sometimes coordinators get their back scratched and they ask, hey, there's an opening elsewhere. We got a whole new system coming in. I don't think we're going to be a great fit together. Could I go take the Cleveland Browns job? And a lot of times coaches let him go. Now, if you want Bubba to return to Cleveland, hit that thumbs up icon, like today's video. Let's make this the most liked video in the last month or so. That way when Ventrone is just looking to see what the dog pound is saying about him potentially coming back to the land, oh, this video popped off. They must really want me. Yeah, let's make a deal. Moving on to our second replacement for Priefer, and that is the New York Giants special teams coach, Anthony Blevins. So, Anthony Blevins has been a very well-respected coach. He has gotten a lot of buzz for special teams coordinator gigs in the last couple of seasons. He's kind of that stereotypical coach of players going, I've got no idea how he hasn't gotten a head coaching or a coordinator job just yet. He is definitely rising the ranks. Now, let's look over his career and background. He's been with the Giants since 2018, which I think says a lot because the Giants have had a handful of coaching changes, yet they all seem to retain him. Before then, he was with the Cardinals for a while as an assistant special teams coach. He was at the collegiate ranks for a handful of seasons, with Mississippi State as a grad assistant, at Tennessee State as a special teams coordinator, and at UAB as a cornerbacks coach. Like I was saying, he's very well respected. Jordan Renan, who is a New York Giants beat reporter, tweeted out that Blevins is a very well-respected assistant for the Giants. Interviewed last year for a few special teams coordinator jobs, former and current players have constantly said he's ready. So, to me, this sounds like the Browns have two great options. I do want to mention, though, a quick FYI, the Rooney Rule does state that teams must interview one outside minority candidate for coordinators. So that would include special teams coordinator. And the Browns have scheduled a Zoom interview with Blevins for today, along with scheduling an interview, and today being Wednesday, along with scheduling an interview for Bubba Ventrone today. So they are moving quickly, and good chance they're going to make a hire while I'm on my flight across the pond. My third and final replacement, I'm just going to have some fun with it. Let's bring Josh Cribbs home, right? Why not? Would anyone really object to Josh Cribbs being on this coaching staff? Maybe not special teams coordinator right out of the gate, but hey, this return unit had zero juice last year. So I'm all for finding a way to get Cribbs on the coaching staff. My overall takeaways from this is the Browns saw an opportunity to upgrade at special teams coordinator, and nothing has changed since the day they fired Joe Woods to 6 weeks later. The Browns haven't played a snap of football. So I think the only reason why they made this move, this firing of Priefer, was they saw a way to upgrade, and they knew it was a surefire thing. They weren't going to take a chance. It would be a done deal. And I also think this shows that Stefanski and Barry know that the heat's on. The pressure's coming, and it's playoff or bust. And they don't have time to wait around and wait and see if Priefer can get this special teams unit rolling, if Priefer can get the best out of Cade York. They got to make this playoffs. They got to make the 2023 playoffs. And so if they view an opportunity to upgrade with Bubba Ventrone, I think they just pounced on it, right? That's the only way I see them actually justifying this move of firing Priefer 6 weeks later, when if they really were upset with the way the special teams unit played all season, they would have fired him the same day as they fired Joe Woods. But they waited. Why? Because for 6 weeks, they thought they had a good coordinator in Priefer. But then they saw an opportunity to get a better one. Similar to, I mean, not quite apples to apples, but like last year, the Browns said, Baker Mayfield's our quarterback. And then they saw an opportunity to upgrade and get a better quarterback. And so they pursued it, and they got it done. So Andrew Barry and Kevin Stefanski, when they want their man, they're going to go get him. That's going to do it for us on today's show. I am quite literally jetting off to London now, so I appreciate everyone tuning in. If you see any other videos throughout the course of the week on the channel. A handful of them, really all of them, were pre-recorded before I left. You also might see some other faces from Chat Sports hopping on, breaking down some new Browns news and rumors, so be friendly to them in the comments section. I'll catch up with you guys later after my trip.